Hello there, you beautiful people, and welcome to the Email Slicer project, where we're going to learn all about slicing up strings. Now, slicing is a very useful thing that Python allows us to do, and its simplicity really sets Python apart from other programming languages. Now, in this project, we're going to create an email slicer that will ask someone for their email address, and it will tell them what their username is and tell them who their email account is held with, or their domain name, which, well, in a very basic way anyway. So, before all of that, in this lecture, I'm going to explain to you what slices are, and I'm sure you'll agree by the end of it that they're super awesome. And by the end of the lecture, you'll know how to chop strings up to use just the information you want. So let's get into it. So what is a slice? Well, a slice, as you might imagine, is just a small piece of something larger. Now, for this to make any sense, we need to take a fresh look at what strings actually are. A string is basically a bunch of characters and letters that are strung together. So let's say if I have the string A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so here we have a bunch of letters and numbers that are strung together to make a string. Now, in Python, strings are an iterable data type. Now, what the hell does that mean? Well, when something is iterable, it means you can go step by step along it until you get to the end. Iterable means you can go step by step along it until you get to the end. Now, each of these steps is called an element. So there would be one step, there's another step, there's another step, there's another step, and each of those are elements of the string. Now, each element also has a number that refers to its position. So this number is called an index, and by using the index, you can get to the element. So by using the index, you get to the element. Now, these index numbers start at 0. That means the first element is index 0, the second element is index 1, the third element is index 2, this would be index 4, index 3, this would be index 4, index 5, and so on. So the best way to show you this is if we had an example, a rather long word. So let's just say we have word equals supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Okay, so let's just save that like that. Now, if you've ever watched Mary Poppins, then that word will make sense. If not, go ahead and watch Mary Poppins. Now, if we just want the first letter of this, the letter S, then we just have to take the first index, or index 0. Probably the best way to say it is the 0th index of the string. So we do that by typing word, which is the name of the variable, then opening up a pair of square brackets. And inside here, we type the number of the index that we want. So we want the 0th index, so we type 0. And that's going to give us S. Now, even though that I've just technically sliced out the letter S, the original data is still unchanged. So as you can see, I sliced out S, but it's still there in the original variable. And that's because strings are immutable, meaning they cannot be changed. So if you wanted to say it correctly, I mean, you could say that strings are an immutable, iterable data type, because they can't be changed, and you can iterate over each element. So as a micro challenge for you, I want you to see whether you can just go ahead and pull out the letter P. Okay, so use just a mini slice to take out this letter P here from the string. So how'd you get on? The way that I do it, okay, is we know that this is the 0th index, this is the first index, and this is the second index, right? So what we do is type a word of 2, and that's going to give us the letter P. So what if we wanted to take more than one letter? Well, for this, we use a slice. Okay, these were just kind of picking out little elements here and there, but if we want to take a proper slice from the variable, then this is how we do it. So the format of a slice is like this. So you type a variable name, okay, then you open some square brackets, you put the index you want to start at, the index you want to go up to, and the step in between each element you want to select. So you have a variable name, in our case this would be word. And let's say we wanted to take we just wanted to take the word super, okay? Well, we want to start from index 0, because that's the letter S. Now, the tricky part comes when you have end here. So we want R, right? We want R to be in our thing. So that's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is index 4. But the way that end works is it is you put in the index of where you want to go up to. Okay, so if we wanted to go up to, if we wanted R, we'd have to go up to the letter C, right? But not including it. So to take this word, we'd have to go up to here. Since here, this letter C has index of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'd put in there 5. And we want every letter, so we'd put 1 as the step. So let's watch that now. We see we get out the word super. We started at index 0 and included that one, and we went up to, but not including, the letter C. So that the letter C was index 5, so we put that there. We didn't want that, we just wanted to go up to it, and we wanted to go in one element every time. So if I just to show you what the step does, if I put 2 here, you see we get SPR, because this goes 0, go up 2, gets P, go up 2, get R. Okay, but that's what the step's doing. But 1 was taking every single one. So as a micro challenge for you then, I want you to go ahead and create a slice that will take out the word Cali here. It'll take that out and print that to the screen. So go ahead, pause the video now, and try to use a slice to take out the word Cali from Word. So how'd you get on? Did you manage it? Well, here's the way that I'd have gone about it. I would know that the letter C is at index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'd put that as the start. And I'd want to go up to the letter F. And the letter F is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so I'd put 9 in there. And I want every one, so I'd put a step as 1. And you see, we get Cali out. So if you got that, then absolutely fantastic. You're really getting ahead with string slices. Now, there are some shortcuts to using strings, which are super useful. So let's say we wanted to just take from the letter C all the way to the end. For that, all we'd have to do is type a word. Then the start was going to be 5, because that's where C is, right? And C is index 5. Then just type a colon. And Python is now going to automatically assume that I want from 5 all the way to the end, which is what we see here. Pretty handy, right? So here's another shortcut. What if I wanted to go from Cali, again, from the letter C, all the way to the end, but in steps of 2? Well, for that, I just type a word, move my mouse out of the way, word 5, and then just type another colon and 2. So you can see that we've left the end blank here, because it goes start, end, step, right? We've left end blank. We didn't tell it where to end, so it's going to assume that to go all the way to the end, but in steps of 2. And we're going to see that it does that. It goes C, then L, then F, then A. C, then L, then F, then A. I and T, and all the way up until the end. So that's a really useful trick as well. So what if we wanted everything up to index 7, let's say? So this is index 5, 6, and 7. So everything up until the L, but not including it. So for that, we would type word, leave the start blank, and type 7, just like that. And that is going to give us everything up to index 7. So since index 7 is the L, we're going to go up to L, but not include it. Okay, so that's something you've got to be aware of when you're using slices. It's always up to, but not including. If we wanted the L, we'd have to do up to 8, which is the one after the L. All right, so that would be that to get us the L. So if we go up a few lines, you saw that we typed 0 to 5 in steps of 1 to get super, right? And that will work fine. But now with our shortcuts, all we've got to do is type word, colon 5. Like that, because it's going to assume you want to start here at 0, and it's going to assume you want steps of 1. So if I just do that, we're going to get super straight away. So you can see just how much easier that is. Now this is super useful. You can actually reverse a string, well the steps can actually be negative, right? And we can use this to reverse a string. So if I did word, and I just did colon, colon, -1, basically what that's going to say is go from the end to the start in steps of -1. And if I do that, we're going to see that we've actually just reversed the whole string in just one line of code. Now, doing that in any other programming languages is a monster, really. So being able to do that in such a simple way is a really powerful trick. So you now understand the basics of how to take slices, right? We know that strings are basically an iterable data type, which means they're made up of little elements. And each of these little elements has an index that starts from 0 that you can use to access that element. And when you take a slice, you put the starting element here, the starting index, then the where you want to go up to, and then the step. And we also know a few shortcuts here and there. But we have a main issue in that the way that I've been doing it so far is error prone. I'm kind of counting up the index from the beginning, and that can be time consuming and that can make errors, right? All it takes is for me to count one number wrong and I've messed the whole thing up. So what I'm going to show you in the next video is how to pretty much automate this process, right? Using Python's index function, which is a massively powerful trick when using strings. So I will show you that in the next video in the interest of time, so I'll see you there.